We are the students of class 6 of Brooklyn School are going to read a story Pinkoo Shergill Pastry Chef by VoW. Some people are born with silver spoons in their mouth. Pinkoo Shergill, however, was born with a spatula, a palette knife, a whisk and a cake smoother in his hands. Most people have a sweet tooth. Pinkoo Shergill, on the other hand, had all sweet teeth and a couple of cavities too. He lived, breathed, loved, slept, and dreamed desserts quite naturally. Whipping up a three-tier cake was, well, a piece of cake for him. There he was now spreading a large dollop of white chocolate buttercream on the top of a cake. His tongue was sticking out of his mouth. It always did when he was concentrating hard on something, and he was expertly going about his business, lightly brushing the surface of the cake with strawberry syrup. Drip, dribble, drizzle. Now I would like to call my friend Kavi Ansari to continue the story. Thank you.
The cake till they touch the cake. Plum, hole, support. Placing wax paper on the bottom carefully, sticking the middle tier and the adding luscious decoration, edible flour, rainbow sprinkles around bottom and along the sides. Pretty, yummy, colorful, covering the top of the cake every inch with plum, gleaming strawberries, fresh, ripe, juicy. He managed to add the finishing touch to his elastic masterpiece in the nick of time. Buzz! Rang the buzzer. The judges hurried over to judge. Oh, the breathless, suspenseful way, and it's a perfect 10. The commentator wrote as the judges held up the score pedals. Oh my goodness, Pinkoo Shergill has done it. He has made Olympic history. He has bagged the gold in the Bake-a-thon event. This is first time India has won a medal in the fiercely contested category. Now I would like to call my friend to continue the story.
He joined his hands, bowed low, and came up blowing sloppy, smacky, squishy kisses at his adoring fans. A roar went up as he whipped his t-shirt over his head and flung it into the crowd. The spectators went totally, completely, fully berserk. Pinkoo! 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 They chanted at full volume. He closed his eyes, savoring his victory. It felt warm, rich, delicious, kind of like a freshly baked apple pie. Pinkoo, oh Pinkoo, Pinkoo Puttar, Pinkoo's your prit. Wait a minute, that didn't sound like his fans. It sounded like someone closer home. It sounded like, oh no, it was Mummy ji. Now, I would like to call my friend Karthik to continue this story.
It was like the ice age in there. There were two fans and one AC in the room, all running on full blast. There were three reasons why he wanted his own room. This was reason number two. He wanted to sleep like a normal human and not hibernate like a woolly mammoth. Come on, sleepy sing. You don't want to be late again. There's no time at all. As Chachaji's squeaky, panicky voice drifted into Pinkoo's ears. He burrowed deeper into the covers. Meanwhile, Mummiji gave a hard tug, finally pulling the last blanket off him. You have to be at the shooting academy in 15 minutes. Now I would like to call my friend to continue the story.
Okay, fine, we like that. Mummiji trailed off, a warning note in her voice. I know what to do. I say we hit him with my nerve gun, suggested a little girl, her voice as steady as a hymn. Pinku shivered under the blankets. It was Sticky, his cousin sister. She was almost 6 and already the most violent person in the entire history of the universe. I have a better idea, Mummiji said, dropping her voice to a low whisper. Cold bottle of water coming right up. Taiji pipped up Tutu, Ticky's brother. Under the covers, Pinku gritted his teeth. Tutu was 1 year his junior and one big pain in the neck. And he was also his roommate. And reason number one. Reason number three, he was almost dead. Surely he needed deserve some privacy. Obeying Taiji's command like a well-trained Pomerian, Tutu bounded out of the room. Thank you.
Good morning, one and all present here. Today, we, the students of Dune International School, are going story. The title of our story is Pinkoo Shergill Pastry Chef, written by Vibha Batra. Some people are born with silver spoons in their mouths. Pinkoo Shergill, however, was born with a spatula, a palette knife, a whisk, and the cake smoother in hand. Pinkoo Shergill was a 9-year-old child who loved baking. Most people have a sweet tooth. Pinkoo Shergill, on the other hand, had all sweet teeth and a couple of cavities too. He lived, breathed, loved, slept, and dreamt of desserts. Naturally, whipping up a 3-tier cake was a piece of cake for him. His father's dream was to make him a big shooter and to win an Olympic medal for his country. He had a cousin, Tutu, who was his constant companion, who knew all his secrets. They both used to go for shooting practices together.
So, how are the shooting classes coming along?
Papaji asked them. Pinkoo opened his mouth to suitably utter a safe reply. Oh, they couldn't be better! Fantastic! Wow, amazing! We are ready for the Tokyo Olympics! They often used to go to Coffee Oi, as it was famous for its pastries. There, he met the owner's daughter, Nimrat Kaur, who was his classmate, and he always wanted to avoid her. Pinkoo, why couldn't Nimrat behave as sweet as her father? Why did she have to be as bitter as a neem leaf? Her name should be Nimrat. One day, his friend Manu came with great news that a junior bakathon was going to be held in India, in Chandigarh. It was a dream come true for Pinkoo Shergill. They were launching auditions all over the country, but it was a difficult task, as his papaji didn't like him baking, as he used to think it was girls' work. Manu said, "Keep the plan for yourself. Keep the family in the dark." It was the gang's secret. Now, the big task for Pinkoo was to find a professional chef who could train him in baking. So, he went to Coffee Oi for getting trained by the chef, as their pastries were the best. Nimrat agreed to help him and told him that there was an ex-chef who was excellent at baking. But the pastry chef lost his left hand. He was retired. Chef Khanna, the chef, agreed to train him. Pinkoo was always amazed at how perfectly and normally Chef Khanna went about things. "You are awesome in tutu," chirped Tutu, "because you do everything with one hand." Chef Khanna replied, "You don't need 2 hands to do anything, just a strong will, as there's nothing you cannot do if you put your mind to it." One day, when Pinkoo was practicing baking pastries, his father suddenly arrived. He got annoyed and scolded Pinkoo. "I didn't tell Papaji, as I didn't want to hurt his feelings." Tears started running down Pinkoo's face when he was telling Papaji, "I want to be the world famous chef and do not want to win any Olympic medal for shooting. I want to win the junior bakathon competition." His grandmother Biji supported him and said, "We should have not pushed him into shooting. It was his grandfather's dream to become a big shooter, not his. It was better to be a great pastry chef than being an average shooter." Papaji
Papaji went away and didn't say a word.
BG asked for the sweet dish that he made, but in excitement, he forgot to wear the mittens and burnt his hand. Everyone in the family supported him and took him to Chandigarh. The judges asked him how he would participate. Pinkoo replied in a brave voice, "You don't need strong hands to do anything, just a strong will." He was allowed to participate with a helper Dudu, and he prepared excellent dishes. He could only clear a few rounds but couldn't win. He was surprised to see his Papaji, who was clapping for him. He ran and hugged his father. He said sorry to his father and hugged him. Papaji said, "I am sorry. I was wrong. You belong in the kitchen, on the stage, on TV, as Pinkoo Shergill Pastry Chef. I am so proud of you." Pinkoo said that he couldn't win. Winning, losing is secondary. What matters is that you didn't give up. You came all the way to Chandigarh. You gave it your best shot. You are a true champion. At the end, Tikki, his youngest cousin, approached with a toy gun. Papaji had already imagined her winning the gold medal at the World Shooting Championship and Olympics.
Thank you for this stunning performance.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we are in a world where change is constant, and the change has to begin with the mindset. We, as a society, have tagged jobs and careers according to gender, and if anyone wants to pursue something other than what they have to struggle and break all the barriers by changing the mindset of other people. This is what the book Pinkoo Shergill has taught us. Today, we, the students of Morning High, will enact one of the excerpts from the book Pinkoo Shergill. So keep your ears crossed as the entire Shergill clan is gathered in the living room after knowing Pinkoo's story. What awaits is now Pinkoo's luck.
Pinkoo! I thought you were an honest, hard-working, and obedient boy, but you've been lying to us. I didn't lie. You've kept such a big thing from us. That's lying too. All this while. We thought you were going for shooting practice. But I hate shooting. I'm sorry, but I hate it.
All mouths have opened.
I wish. Why did you say anything all this time? Because I was scared to tell you. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to be a world-class shooter, Papaji. I want to be a world-famous pastry chef. I don't want to win an Olympic medal. I want to win the great junior bake-a-thon because I love baking. Baking?
Papaji made the board sound like a cockroach.
I wish I could tell you how disappointed I am. You've set a bad example for your younger brother and sister. You've let the whole family down.
I think that's too harsh. Yes, we shouldn't have gone behind our backs. It's our fault.
BG, you know how much it meant to Pitaji. It was his dream.
His dream, not Pinkoo's. We should encourage him to follow his own dream. Is being an average shooter better than being the world's greatest pastry chef?
But do as you pleased.
Pinkoo ran to his granny out of anticipation.
What do I do, BG?
Do your best, Putter. Tomorrow at the competition. What's for dessert tonight?
The dessert! It was almost time.
He scurried back to the kitchen. His mind was like a gaming arcade on a weekend. Back, worries were running
Yes.
around like a
अभी हमको जाना है. Oh, thank you.
boy.
What a delightful performance, just like Pinkoo's baking skills.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anshuman of class 4. I study in Oceanic International School. Today, I am going to read a book, Pinkoo Shergill, written by Vibhavatra. Pinkoo Shergill has a dream. He wants to be a pastry chef, but it's the world's biggest secret. You see, his papaji believes that boy should not step into the kitchen or cook or bake. In fact, papaji wants Pinkoo to become a shooting camp. But when the great junior bake-a-thon finally comes to town, Pinkoo has to come up with a amazing plan to make sure his blabbermouth cousin Tutu does not vomit everything to Papaji. When Nermit, the most annoying girl on the planet, over and when the baking competition few. Some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouths. Pinkoo Shergill, however, was born with a spatula, a palette knife, a whisk, and a cake smoother in his hands. Most people have a sweet tooth. Pinkoo Shergill, on the other hand, had all sweet teeth and a couple of cavities too. Thank you.
That was a beautiful performance, Anshuman.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pinkoo Shergill Pastry Chef, written by Vibhavatra. It is a story about Pinkoo, who has a dream to be a pastry chef. But it's a big secret because his papaji do not want Pinkoo to be a chef, as he believes that boy should not step into the kitchen. Rather, he should become a shooting champion. Now, listen to chapter 10, the story of Pinkoo Shergill Pastry Chef. It was Monday afternoon, and Pinkoo was about to put his better plan into motion. He made his way to the school canteen, Manu and Tutu in tow. Out of my way! Ninja Katori, Pinky, and his mini-me! Daljit snarled rudely, pushing them out of the way. Pinkoo made a face. He stepped into the canteen and looked around. There she was, sitting alone, eyeing her sandwich critically. Team Pinkoo marched up to Nimrat's table. Pinkoo cleared his throat. Are these chairs taken? Nimrat looked up. Why? We wanted to sit on them. Why? Because we don't want to stand and eat. She blinked. Do you want to eat here? No, on Mars. Pinkoo said aloud. Yes, here. I wanted to discuss something with you. Pinkoo said quickly. I want to trade something with you. At last, Nimrat was curious. How about I let you do our history project all by yourself in exchange for something? Thank you.
Very well articulated, Rebzong.